Welcome to our deep dive into the most shocking Boeing crashes of 2024. Now, I know what you're thinking. Nabil, why are we talking about something as depressing as plane crashes? Don't you have a video about how delightfully plump capybaras are? And to that I say yes, I do. But first we need to address the elephant, or rather, the Boeing 737 MAX in the room. Because this year has been particularly rough for Boeing. We've seen multiple tragedies involving their planes, leaving the public, and frankly this very handsome and charming YouTube host, deeply concerned. Today we'll uncover the reasons behind these tragic events, delve into the lives lost, and hopefully shine a light on how we can prevent these disasters from happening again. So buckle up, subscribe to the channel for more hard-hitting journalism, and let's try to find a few specks of hope in this hangar full of heartbreak. Flight 123, en route from Paris to New York, went down just minutes after takeoff. The official report cites catastrophic engine failure as the cause, but as we'll soon see, that phrase, catastrophic engine failure, is about as helpful as a screen door on a submarine. Because what in God's name causes a modern aircraft engine to just stop working? Was it a lack of proper maintenance? A faulty part installed at the factory? These are questions we need answers to, people. And for the families of the 150 souls lost on that flight, those answers can't come soon enough. 150 lives. Mothers, fathers, children all gone in an instant. Let that sink in for a moment. Imagine the crushing grief, the unanswered questions, the gaping hole left in the lives of those left behind. Our next tragedy takes us from the skies above Paris to the runway in Tokyo. Flight 456, a domestic flight within Japan, crashed during landing, killing all 200 passengers and crew on board. And the culprit this time? Pilot error. But hold on, before we start blaming the poor souls in the cockpit, let's consider this. Pilot error rarely happens in a vacuum. Was there inadequate training? Were they dealing with faulty equipment? Was the airline cutting corners on safety procedures? These are not excuses, but crucial questions that need to be asked if we want to prevent future tragedies. Because let's be clear, blaming the pilot is easy. It's a neat and tidy explanation in a world that often feels messy and chaotic. But the truth, as is often the case, is far more complicated. Chapter 3. Flight 789. When nature attacks Flight 789, traveling from London to Chicago, encountered severe weather over the Atlantic Ocean, leading to its tragic demise. Now, I'll admit, even I, a man who once dedicated an entire segment to the surprisingly complex world of pigeon racing, have to concede that sometimes, nature is just an absolute asterisk bastard. But here's the thing, planes are equipped with sophisticated weather detection systems. So how did Flight 789 end up flying directly into a storm so severe, it brought down a metal bird weighing several tons? Were the pilots not properly trained to interpret the data? Did the airline pressure them to maintain their schedule despite the risks? 180 lives, snuffed out in an instant. Were those lives lost because of a genuine act of God, or because someone, somewhere, cut corners? Chapter 4. Flight 101, Feathered Friends, Fatal Consequences. Remember when I said nature can be cruel? Well, this next story proves that sometimes, even the seemingly harmless creatures we share this planet with can have devastating consequences. Flight 101, on its way from Los Angeles to Denver, suffered a bird strike shortly after takeoff, resulting in engine failure and the deaths of 120 passengers and crew. Now I know what you're thinking. Birds. Don't those things have anything better to do than play real-life Angry Birds with commercial airliners? And to that, I say, fair point. But the reality is bird strikes are a serious issue, and one that the aviation industry has been grappling with for decades. So the question remains, were adequate measures taken to mitigate the risk of bird strikes? And if so, why did they fail so catastrophically in this instance? Chapter 5. Flight 202, When Metal Fails. Our final tragedy takes us from the skies above the Rockies to the bustling metropolis of Dubai. Flight 202, departing from Dubai International Airport, crashed shortly after takeoff, claiming the lives of 160 passengers and crew. The official cause? Mechanical failure. Now I don't know about you, but the phrase mechanical failure fills me with the same sense of dread as finding a clown costume in my closet. It's vague, unsettling, and suggests a deeper, more systemic issue at play. Was it a lack of proper maintenance? A faulty part that slipped through quality control? Did someone somewhere prioritize profit over safety? These aren't just technical questions, they are moral ones. Outro in Memoriam, Remembering the Fallen. These tragic events remind us of the importance of aviation safety. It's not just about statistics and regulations, it's about the precious lives entrusted to airlines and manufacturers every single day. Our thoughts are with the families affected by these crashes. The pain of losing loved ones in such sudden and horrific circumstances is unimaginable. May their memories serve as a powerful reminder of the human cost of these tragedies. Stay tuned for more updates and in-depth analyses as we continue to investigate these crashes and demand accountability from those responsible. Because in the end, the only thing more tragic than a plane crash is a plane crash that teaches us nothing.